Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. This is a year where we get to sit back, enjoy, do our stitching, and we will. Oops, I forgot to turn it off on my computer. Sorry about that. But yes, today I want to welcome everybody in. We will be doing again what I have done over 2 years ago, well over 2 years ago, for our Fiber Arts Friday. It's our 2025 Stitch Journey. That's what I'm going to call it. A 2025 Stitch Journey. So I've got out before you some of my past works, some of my current and past works, and we're going to look at those, but we are going to talk about what we are going to do for 2025. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been following me and supporting me all through the years, all through the 11 plus years that I've been streaming, even though this channel doesn't say it's been that old. Um, I have come from Ustream all the way through, and I know I have a lot of very new followers that have found me just through YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. You're doing your job. Hi, Sandra. So I wanted to do multiple things this year. And first, to thank everybody. I don't have a script, so pardon me about that. Um, but I want to do multiple things. And we're going to do a giveaway this month, and I'm looking towards the third Friday of the month. So this is the first Friday of the month. Hi, Anne. And I'm gonna check that out because Anne, my fabulous mod down there and friend extraordinaire, she's gonna help me with that giveaway. So I need to see if she's free the third Friday of the month. Anyway, we are going to have that, and I am giving away this. Um, I guess it's a sampler, wall hanging, whatever you want to make it. I'm going to give this away. It's taken me 2 years to do that, and I'm still finishing up some bits and pieces. And feel free to add your own little twist to some of it if you win it. And you must be a subscriber. That is one of the things. You must be a subscriber and you must be present because it will be giving away at a live. Now, what I want to do for the new year, I want to do a couple of things. One of the first things I want to do is create um, another scroll, which I have here, which we'll do a quick flip through. I want to work on some crazy patch quilts, and I want to work on a scavenger hunt. And that scavenger hunt is what Janet or Young is doing. Now, she's doing everybody's doing paper. I am doing the paper version, but I also want to do a fabric version. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take either a scroll or squares to do my scavenger hunt on. And I thought it would be fun if we could work on all of these projects all at the same time. Something to break up all of the oneness. The other thing that I'm going to be focusing on, hi Kim, the other thing I'm going to be focusing on is different combinations of stitches and how to put them to use, which is what I've done in this and in my scrolls. And if you are so much loving the different types of combination of stitches. I'm not going to be focusing on the stitch. I will show you how to do the stitch. I will show you how to combine the stitch. From that point on, use it on what you're doing, whether you're doing a crazy quilt patch, or if you're working on it in a scroll, or if you're working on it in just squares. Like, you can buy a pack of 5 by 5 squares or 10 by 10 squares. They'll fit in your hoop fine if you want to use a hoop. We also will be do thread painting. We are also going to do a tiny bit of beadwork. We'll do some applique, some felt work. Fiber Arts Friday is everything. So if you like, you can take and combine whatever we're doing into your stitching. So whether you're following along on my scroll, on my scavenger hunt, or if you're um, going to do a crazy quilt square, what I'm going to show you is going to be the combination stitches. It's going how to put them all together and to make something really, really fun to look at. Not just the stitch. Everybody is teaching the stitch. I did that once. We're moving on now. We have graduated to the next level of let's put them all together and make something cool. So that's what we're going to do. That is going to be a main focus, is combination of stitches regardless of what I'm doing. It will be whether I'm working on my new scroll for 2025, whether I'm working on my squares for my crazy quilt that I want to create, or whether you're just making a sampler. It is up to you. Anything you create, you can always make something else out of. So that's where we're going to go. And I hope that people find that very interesting, because I don't want to limit you to creating a book or creating a scroll or anything else. I want you to make something that you want, something that is going to make you happy to do these stitches. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for waking up early, Barbara Clark, and being here with me. And I want to thank Mary for talking with me today, or yesterday, or the day before. I can't remember when we spoke, but I did message her and I asked her when she was going to be finished, because I didn't want to overlap this year or any year or anybody. It's hard to do, but I just want to say thanks for talking, and because I didn't want to start while she was still streaming. Anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun. You look at this piece and you think, oh my God, I can't do that. Yes, you can. All of those simple stitches that you've learned throughout the many, many people that are on YouTube, or the many people of the books you've purchased, the many people that you've watched or grown up with or have seen different things, you can do it, because all of those simple stitches that you've learned, we're now going to put them all together and make them work into a fabulous little design. Just like this. It's just a stitch. And then they just did other just lines. It's just straight stitch. This is a stem stitch. And then after that, they just put a little bead in the middle of the opening. It's very simple. We're going to do this. We're going to pick through. We're going to see what we like. We're going to do appliques. We're going to have a great time. So this piece I did. Oh my gosh. Let's see if the date is on it. I lived where? 2007. 2007. Oh my gosh, it's over 20 years old. Can you believe that? Yes, I'm old. I may not sound old, but I'm old. I will be officially a senior this year. Isn't that fun? Let's see what the government has to give me now. Anyway, We're going to have a great time. We're going to be using all kinds of threads. We're going to be using laces. So pull out your stash, pull out what you have, and just start putting that needle and thread through your fabric and relax. This is not a oh my God, I got to get it done now. This is something we are going to work on through the video. You can come back, you can look. The other thing I want to mention is I am also going to be doing Take a Stitch Tuesday. Now, Take a Stitch Tuesday is Sharon Boggin, and she has a Facebook group that's called Take a Stitch Tuesday, and she also her website is pintangle.com. Now, she has stuff on her website that is good for the beginner all the way through to the advanced stitcher that you can try and see. So I'm going to incorporate Take a Stitch Tuesday as well in amongst my scroll is where I'm going to put that. But I'm going to also take those stitches and combine them with some of the other stitches in more of an advanced form so we can create some of these wonderful pieces that you can take and either make a pouch out of, and as Barbara says, a crazy quilt piece on the cover for her journal. um, we're going to use those stitches and we're going to make it really nice. So this was done in 2007. I also have done hearts and different things like that. So I've been doing this for a very, very long time. My mother taught me to stitch. My grandmother taught me how to crochet, which I'm doing that too in between. Right now I'm working on a bear. But anyway, pull out your fancy little buttons or different things like that. They can be plastic, they can be glass, they can be whatever you have, whatever makes you happy. That's the journey we are on in 2025. So, this is my crazy quilt. To do your crazy quilt, you want to start with at least five sides, and then build on it. Think about a little bit of what colors, lights against darks. You can use just about anything in a crazy quilt. So, pull out what you have and let's go for it. Hi, Juju. Hi, Pam. Welcome in. Welcome to my little corner of YouTube. So that is one thing. You've all seen what I've been stitching on, which is this, and I'm not going to go over this because I've been over it a couple of times, but we will be incorporating different styles like this, how I've created all of my stitches being put together. We will do some of that. The other things I am working on, I will be doing, where did I put it? Is Janet Young's scavenger hunt. Now this is the paper version. And this is where I am so far. Now you can get Janet Young's list. And Barbara, I'm going to also make you a mod if you don't mind. And I'm going to go through her list and I'm going to stitch it on a scroll. And I think that's where I'm going to put it because I'm going to incorporate them into a scene. So I won't be just doing like stitches, it'll be actually pictures. So this is where my scroll is going to come in. Hi, Pam. So on her Scavenger Hunt 2025, there are 100 different prompts that you can use. And you can get this off of her YouTube channel if somebody wants to put her link in, and I will also add it after I'm done in the description. So find if you want to play along and incorporate different things off the list, or if you're also a mixed media crafter or a paper crafter, feel free to play along with Janet. So there's that. Thank you, Barbara. Um, I'm going to be adding that in. So between Take a Stitch Tuesday, the Scavenger Hunt 2025, the stitches we're going to be combining, um, and working on, we're going to fill our crazy quilt patches and our scrolls or whatever else you want to work on. So in 2021, I decided to do a scroll, and I've only uploaded a video of this. I did not talk about it or anything like that, but I thought it was fun to do. And this is where I did also Take a Stitch Tuesday. My old channel went through various change names, and you'll see that, as on here with lettering and stuff. And we will be doing lettering, and we'll make it fancy. We'll be doing little details using one strand of cotton or whatever you have. And we're going to go through and have some fun. We may even create our own bobbin lace to put onto our scrolls, which I have done here. That's bobbin lace in background. I don't think you can see it, but I journaled basically my journey in 2021 and the different things that happened throughout, and the puppies, the paw prints, anything that I just wanted to save, I put into Stitch. So in 2021, I used everything, anything I could find, laces, beads, you name it, it went into it. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara just posted Janet Young's scavenger hunt document. So please do go download that and subscribe to Janet while you're at it. And it's going to be fun. So if you want to stitch along, you will have the prompts. You can work at your own pace, pick the prompts you want, put it in, or if you see what I'm doing and you want to do it after, that's all well and good too. This is our stitching journey. This is not a challenge. This is not a you have to do. This is what makes you happy stitching. That's the aim that I'm working on for 2025. So I've done butterflies in here. I've done the wraps. I've done unique stitches in for my flowers, and you will learn how to do those. I've gone through and I've made a tree. This tree is made of chain stitches. Let me zoom in just a little bit so I don't have to hold it up. And that way you can see. Come on, zoom. There we go. That way I don't have to pull it up. And I had this bird come and see me in my yard. This is a turkey stitch, and afterwards you make it with loops, and then you cut it and it gets fuzzy. So we're going to have so much to do, so many different things to have fun with. I made daffodils. I made it into a scene. We're going to have fun creating and enjoying our scroll work. Hold on 1 second, please. Darn allergies, you know? Anyways, so we will be doing all kinds of different stitches going through. We're going to create some of these amazing little scenes for you on your scroll or your piece of material that you can even divide off into, say, sections, and work in sections and add little stories in little squares on your piece of bigger material, and then you can make it into a wall hanging, you can make into bed quilts, you can do anything with it, anything that your heart desires. There is no limits to what you can do. I put Bernie Sanders here because he was quite popular with his mittens that year. So I hid him in here, and now when I give this to somebody, look, I say, find Bernie Sanders, almost like where's Waldo, where's Bernie? So I did that. I hid little Easter egg things and meanings into what I've stitched into most of my scroll. So I made another little randomness. There's no pattern for this. This was just out of my thoughts, and I created this stem with this flower, and I put together two pieces of thread, two different, totally shades of thread, and then just created my flower. And I just did what felt good to me. So let's move along. Then I had a friend, and her name is Stephanie, and she says, "Oh my gosh, that looks like the Bayou Tapestry." Well, I had to go look that up because that was the first I heard of it. So I thought, "Oh, let's go see." And when I did, I saw that they put a history up above of what goes on in your life. And then I thought, "Oh, then I could do my Take a Stitch Tuesday down here. Good morning, Yolande." And I thought, "Okay." So I decided to try that and see how it would go. This is what you can do. You go with what you want to do. You don't have to keep it the same. You can change midway. You can change midway. I had a friend and she had three ducks. So I had to do three ducks. We went to a beach and I saw a seagull posted sitting on a post by the water. So I incorporated it all together to create a picture. This was just randomness. I wanted to do an umbrella. So I just did stitches and then stitched down those stitches. My daughter likes frogs. So, I had to incorporate that. I did a little of nail binding to create a fisherman's net. And I added the buoys, which are beads. So take it and run with it. You have so much knowledge in those stitches that you have learned over the years to create your own little masterpiece. This year, I will help you to put those stitches together to create the masterpiece that you like. So let's move on through. Look, I'm still doing Take a Stitch Tuesday. Did I complete it? I don't remember. I'd have to look through my scroll. This is looking through this scroll. It gives you your memories of that year. Different things, how your stitching was going, how life was happening. This is life that was happening. Thank you, Barbara. And here's a little porcupine, a little mouse. It's just things that I saw and things that I liked. Let's just let's just put it together and create. You know, you can draw on your scrolls to put this down there and have your guidelines if you need them. Anything goes. I did not use a backing on this. It was just left as is, which I kind of like too. Hold on one second, please. My allergies are really bad this morning. All right. So we moved along and now we're into February. You can make your month as long or as short as you like. You can pick a standardized lettering and do it throughout, or you can change it throughout. We're going to have fun. This is a wisteria bush that I had at one of the places where I lived. And I really wanted to incorporate that in because I was digging back in memories. I was thinking of my childhood. Good morning, Kale. And I was saying to myself, I really want to put that memory somewhere where I won't forget it. So I would go through, we would do fishing throughout. Bleeding heart bushes, my grandmother loved. And then I moved over and I had rose bushes in my garden. We also moved into a house that didn't have a bathroom. So we had two outhouses on each side of a garage. So this is a memory of my childhood, and it was about in second grade. Now, mind you, I'm going to be a senior this year. This is a long time ago. So, we had a tree. We had flowers, blue flowers. They were actually forget-me-nots. And I painted, and we'll be doing this too again. We will be using ink tints. And you can see it. This has not changed in since 2021. Mind you, it's been 4 years, and it's still as bright and soft as when I did it. The other thing I like to do was take walks and on hikes and different things like that. So I created a garden and trees and a pathway to go through. Now this material does have some white uh, in it. You can see on the back. I used the wrong side of this material so it wouldn't be as prominent. Ah, thanks, Gail. So you can turn your fabrics over. If you have a fabric you like, you can turn it over and use the other side because it won't be as bold a print. Alrighty then, let's move along. We had a gazebo when my son and I were by ourselves, and we had a little fire pit, and we had a gazebo in the yard, and we would go out there and enjoy the fires. And then I did a sun that was wrapped, and I didn't go all the way into the center, and instead I left the center open. We're going to do those things. We're going to create and have fun. We're moving into March, and I'm already a half hour into the day. How about that? Thread painting. Yes, we are going to do thread painting. I got sick. I had COVID. Talk about memories, right? As you notice, March is only this big. That was it because I was down and out for the count. In our yard, we had a tree with a swing on it. So, in April, the way things were going, I was not feeling very well, but I wanted to keep stitching. In the process, I made a English paper piecing quilt of hexagons, a full queen size quilt. I haven't put the backing on it yet. It's finished to the point where it's ready to be hand quilted. I haven't gotten that far. So to commemorate that, those are my memories. And then I just did the outline of stitching for that. So then we move along, and May again was short because all I was doing was uh, paper piecing. I did some tatting. And the other thing I want to teach is encrustment, how to do the encrustment and incorporate all these wonderful little details to make it look like ground. Let me hold this up a little closer for you so you can see. Look at that. This makes a great landscape. If you love landscapes, we are going to do encrustment. We are going to have a blast this year. There's so many different things that we are going to play with. And then you can put it into your own. Like I said, this year it's not just simple stitches. We have graduated and are now moving towards let's put them together. I had bits and pieces, my July bits and pieces, just stitched them down, just randomly. I also had these birds, grosbeaks, coming every day. This is silk. I've used silk thread painting. I do have some silk. I will use some silk while we are learning. And this is wool and just some different stitches and stuff that I've put over the top of the wool. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're still at the simple level, Barbara. Here's just a piece of uh, it's like cheesecloth. It's very, very pull aparty, and I just stitched over it, and it made it look like an encrusting spot without having too much work to put into it. This was the year I did some little dolls, and I think that was the year that I was in the streamathon. No, oh no, it was. I think Mary was doing different challenges by themes, and it was dolls, and I had created some dolls, so that was where that came from. And then I wanted to try sashiko, so I took all my pieces and I just started doing random running stitches and stuff. That's also when we got Loca. So we had Loca, Storm, and Luna. And again, I took and just did some little stitching over cheesecloth. This was from my mom. This is my birthday month, and this my mom had an embroidery machine, and she created a bunch of these. So I had some of these, which was really nice. So I wanted to incorporate that in. And then I was just randomness, just playing, leaving things frayed. And I know K3N, if you know K3N, um, she does a lot of hand stitching as well as Miriam. I'm sure you've found all these people already. The other thing I like to incorporate, now this is in I've lost my train of thought. Anyways, we'll come back to this one. This is crewel embroidery. I wanted to do this, and I did the outline of the animal and all the encrusting, and oh, I just love doing that. I just love doing that. So we'll incorporate some animals as well. We may just do wool animals, or we may do on, if you don't want to do a wool animal, you can do the same thing on your fabric. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much today, but this is my 2025 introduction video, and I will be doing my stitching always on the Friday. Always on the Friday after Mary. If you all follow Mary, it'll be after Mary. October, I wanted to do an elephant, and this is just felt that I used and decorated him up. Still working on paper piecing, it's still getting there. And then I want to add some more feathers and different things into my work, so I will be doing some more of that. Now, if you want to find something like this and more ideas like this, you follow Cloth Tales, and she's on Instagram. Jude, I think her name is Jude Hill, and she's on YouTube as well, and she does some very unique stitching as well. If you want to find somebody to incorporate some of their stuff into your work. I also have been doing wool pennies. Now, I do have quite a few to work on yet, so I will also be doing that. This is denim. I frayed the edges of the denim. When I got done fraying the edges of the denim after I did that, I took those pieces and I couched it down onto my fabric. This is a piece of a felt piano button, and I stitched over the felt piano button to make buttons. Incorporate your material with your stitching. Count, oh, I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of. Yolande says she's got some felt together to do a slow stitch journal, but then never did anything. Ah, thank you. She finds my scroll beautiful and inspiring. I appreciate that. I'm glad everybody's enjoying this. Here's some more sashiko, and I tried this. It was fun. It's not. I like having more of a variety and different things like that. So we come up to Christmas. I have some yo-yos. I've done yo-yos. Zen Gen, yes, start small. That's what we're doing. We're going to have fun. We're going to embroider and stitch or slow stitch, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to have fun. We're going to take what we have and enjoy little things. December, I've done a back stitch and then I wrapped it. I did it in red and wrapped it in white. So now it looks like a candy cane. And then I did candy canes and I did red and I wrapped it into with green. I think I did, Yolanda. I think I did. This is now binding. This is just using a needle and creating a circle. It's almost like just doing a buttonhole stitch, but very closely, very closely. And then December is Yule, and I just did a tree and I painted it with gold paint, and then I just stitched with a back stitch or a sem stitch, whichever you so prefer. And I just did French knots for the lights. You could use beads, whatever, metallic threads. We're going to have a blast. That was 2021. I'm going to take a couple more minutes and I'm going to show you my 2022 because I call this my fib scroll. And if you're new here, a fib is a friend in the box. You're in the box and you're a friend. So you're a fib. So that's where that comes from. This year, this is the year that I was teaching different things with applique. That's the word I was trying to think of. And we created different things. This was a piece from material, and I just fussy cut him out and appliqued him down. I rolled the edge and under, and then I just created a little tie. And I also used ink tents again. A book, pizza, dog bones, YouTube. So it had everything going on. This is a bonnet girl, and she's out of wool. And I cut each individual piece and stitched her on, and we did the trees, and I painted the fabric to look like a pond. This is neurographic art, but instead of doing it on paper, I did it on fabric. And I made this with bobbin lace, which we will also get into. So yeah, this is neurographic art. This was Stitch Camp. I forgot about Stitch Camp. I wonder when they're doing Stitch Camp. I would love to do Stitch Camp again. That was so much fun. Painting your fabrics and putting your different stitches and whatnots on your uh, fabric piece that you just painted. That was a lot of fun. Here comes February. Got a new phone, so I had to stitch my phone. So this is my journey, my life's journey. So you can do this as well. You could take little things that you feel like, oh, maybe I want to remember that, and just go with it. Lights, this was for Ukraine. I did a sunflower for Ukraine. Outside my window, I did a step by step with this year. I mean that year in 2022, and it was snowy. I had a leaning tree. We did the stitching. We did painting. And there was a little shed under that tree. So that's why this is on here. That was outside my window. Hold on one second. I am having one heck of a sorry. Anyway, let's move on. And then Becky, as a side, she did a little group swap. And as I was teaching and showing how to do these different things, they each sent me some pieces of their swap. I was so happy. Like that just it just made my fib scroll so nice. This was from Janet Nash, and she had sent me a piece of material, and I made a little envelope. You can you can do anything you set your mind to because this it just was Happy Mail she sent me. So Happy Mail comes in an envelope, and I decided to create that. And she had sent me some music fabric and from Janet Nash and Freddie Pup. So I put that in there to remember. It actually works. So anything you do in paper, you can pretty much do in fabric. And then I just made some fancy little flowers going up. Let's move along because I know it's been almost an hour of just showing you different things that we can create for 2025. So all of these are pockets and they are from the different people. I just put the different envelopes in there so I knew and then was filling in. And then we did some housing. We just randomness, just layering, grouping, learning different things. Nettie sent me some fabric stickers. This was a bathroom in my house when I was in second grade. We didn't have the running water, so we took baths in tin tubs. It's our sink, and uh, we all had to take turns. So what we did was I got to go first because I was the only girl and I was the least dirty. So I got to go first, and then everybody would top the hot water up till you got to the end. This is a house that Becky built, and I tatted a butterfly. Now, if you want to watch somebody who tats, it's not me. Mary does some wonderful tatting. I created this hexagon, and this is a teddy bear that my son gave me. And I decided to put it into a hexagon with a little heart I made out of tatting. And then I put a tag inside so uh, I would have memory of when he had given that. Some more randomness, just having fun with stitches and tatting and sequins and silk ribbon. And then we move to the next one. You notice these are bigger and uh, just sporadic throughout, which is fine. We did stamping, which we will also be doing because I have a couple of stamps that I got from PM Artist Studio. If you haven't seen those, these are wings. It's in April, March, April was the year that my father passed, and I made him some wings, and I used some wooden beads. And then we did a found object. And I went outside and I found these piece of bark. It looks like a turtle. Thank you. Thank you. And then I had this fluffy material and I thought, oh, that looks like a mushroom top. So then I got the other piece of bark and put it underneath and just stitched around. This was lace we created. This is 3D. It's stuffed underneath Here you can see it's just stitched down like that, but it sticks up because it's 3D, and we did lace and made an Easter egg. And then I had some people send me some Happy Mail stuff, and I just have been incorporating different things in. This is from Deb Farrell. It was a real flower that she put in here in 2022 for Happy Mail. And then I was into making these little funny little dolls, and they are about this big, but they stand and they're separate from this. So I wanted to document that I was making these little dolls, and I made a fluffy head, and that was in June. And here it was just randomness. I didn't finish my bee. How dare I? Like I said, you do you. If you can't get it done, it's fine. Nobody is going to come after you. No stitch police here. No stitch police here. We did fabric postcards one time, and I put this in here. Now, this is just printed on a sheet of fabric. And what I did was I went in and I stitched over that fabric. So even if you don't want to draw or anything like that, you can always find piece of fabric with something and stitch over it and use your stitches. And I'm going to tell you, trust your path. Do you enjoy the process? This is where we are. We have to feed our souls with the happiness, and that's what we're going to do in 2025. Here, Deb sent me some more, Deb Farrell, and I made a Deb's garden because she had crocheted some flowers, sent me some appliques, some lace that I made a flower of. She had a I just said these words. Why can I not think? Anyway, Kimberly had sent me some fabrics and laces and some buttons, and I didn't have the heart to take this off, but I'm making a very special bear right now for myself, crocheted, and I'm going to make yo-yo. Yes, thank you. I just went blank. So I'm going to take this bear and I'm going to make him a bow, and I'm going to put this bear on because he's very special. He came from Kimberly 557. And in August, we're just moving right along here. They did tags, and this came from Allie Cousins in the UK. This one. This is from Becky. Becky did this one. I carved a stamp out of a bee out of a stamp. Oh my God, I'm so messed up this morning. September. Becky did an owl. I did an owl. We had some fun creating all of the different things, except her owl was actually stitched and stuffed. Mine was not. He was just added to. Hold on one second. Okay, I think I can talk again. So let's just move right along. October was a very sad month for this year. Our Luna puppy got very sick and she was put down, and the fibs helped so much with her expenses, which I appreciate very, very much. So this was sent to me by Janet Nash. And the puppy print here. And then I just put her little memories in there. Now, November got a little bit busy, which was fun. I had a blast doing this. We're going to do some of this. This is the snowman. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was following a prompt from Daniela Mellon, if you know her. And this is what I did. I made a Grinch in a coffee mug. I had felt, so I painted it to look like a little peppermint. Uh, I did the lamppost, and then I took white acrylic paint and I just touched up with that so I could have the snow, my little Grinch guy, in December. In December. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's his little pouch. This is where it ended. I did a bobbin lace. So that's where I stopped. I didn't even do anything more because I figured November did enough Christmas for everything. So I hope this eye candy gives you a bit of inspiration, a little bit of outlook of something that you can look forward to in creating. We're going to make little scenes. We're going to have some fun and just create some more memories for yourself. So now, what you need to do for next Friday, because when I come on Wednesday, I'll probably be watercoloring. I'll probably be watercoloring. Um, what I need you to do is look through your scraps. If you don't have lots of material, we'll go to thrift stores or take some of your clothes that you no longer like, cut them up, and get that ready. Get your threads ready. Nothing special. We're going to do you. So you are going to take, if I'm using purple and you don't want to use purple, pick a color that makes you happy. That's what we're going to do. There is no specific threads uh, or brands. We're going to just take and do what we have. I have little bins next to me of stuff that I have, shirts that I've cut up and different things like that. I also have very old tablecloths. Jen, just join in when you can. Like, this isn't a mandatory thing. This is you're going to stitch what makes you happy. You'll see what I'm doing. I'm using embroidery floss. I'll be using silk. I'll be using wool. I'll be using silk ribbon. Use what you have. Everything is interchangeable. You do not have to use silk ribbon. You can use whatever you have to create almost the same thing. You're totally new to stitching, Jen? Well, it will be a breeze. If you ask anybody here over the years that I've been showing, I'm this close. When I'm stitching, I'm this close. You will see everything I'm doing. Everything. I'm going to take this and I will probably tear it into strips. Even if this shows up, I may incorporate it into the scene. Anything. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I have two of those, and I am probably going to work with them because they are uh, a nice cotton, and I'm going to start with that. But I'm going to use what I have. These were dyed when my daughter-in-law was dyeing a jacket, and I went and I said, "Can I use the rest of your dye?" So I went and I threw these in when she was done. I also have, if you want, you can take anything else of a muslin. Hi, Marty. A muslin to use as a backing if you like to use a backing, or you can just use another piece of material behind. Oh, you guys are great. So that up and coming again is my giveaway, and it will be if Anne is available the third Friday near the end of the month is when I am going to be doing my giveaway. And Am I going to cut into your no, no. Those will be passed down to my kids, those scrolls. They will be they are permanent. Those ones will stay intact. I will create new. Um, I will be giving away a little stitching kit. Yes, I am going to make another scroll this year, and I'm incorporating Janet Young's scavenger hunt. I'm incorporating Janet Young's scavenger hunt. So if you haven't found that yet, you please do. And let's see, the giveaway. I will be giving away some materials, some laces, some threads, little bits of stuff like that, needles, and that will be in one package of a giveaway, and then the other will be my stitching that I've been doing over the past 2+ years. So these are the two giveaways that I will be doing, and you have to be subscribed. It will be a subscribers only stream because it's a thank you because I've reached well over 500 subscribers within the year, and I want to thank each and every one of you for that. Definitely want to thank each and every one of you for that. I am beyond words. I appreciate the support, but this has to finish up a little bit more. I haven't worked on this because of all the holidays and stuff that's been going on. The last I worked, I was doing this, and I do have a schedule now. So every Friday, at 10 a.m. Eastern, I will be coming on, and Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. Mountain, 11:30 Eastern, um, we will be doing watercolor and paper stuff, and mostly Fridays will be fiber arts, different things like that with materials and yarns and stuff. And I have some weaving that I want to work with, so we'll be doing all kinds of things. We actually will be doing some of the bobbin lace again. I was asked about that. Barbara had asked me about that, and yes, I will be doing some bobbin lace. So it will be the beginnings of. I have to have a refresher. So, what does everybody? Do you have any ideas of what you actually want to see? I've given you all my ideas of what I think people would like to see. Is there anything special that you would like to learn or have me show you? It, other than what I've mentioned is pretty much a lot of stuff, but still, I'm trying to find my red thread. Holy cow, where did it go? Oh, and make sure you have a good, oh, there it is. Make sure you have a good pair of sharp scissors for your you want an original? I can make that happen, Marty. Yes, we will be doing incorporating different things. Maybe not as big as this because this here, let me get a tape measure. And that's something that people probably don't realize how big this piece is. This is made of linen, and this piece is 14 inches by 14 by 17 and a half. That's how big this is. So this is big enough for a journal cover, a pouch, a pillow cover. It's big enough for a lot of things to so if you just want to put it on the wall, that's fine too. Yeah, you really do want to have a sharp pair of scissors or a rotary cutter for your material and your threads because there's nothing worse than when you get a pair of scissors and you're wanting to try and clip your thread and it's like, "Come on, cut, cut," and it just shreds it. It just shreds it. Now, on this one, I have been doing a lot of, um, I knot the backs. Are those little leaves appliqued? Leaves, 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 leaves. These? No, that's silk ribbon. That is silk ribbon. Yep. I used silk ribbon on those. Aw, thank you, Kim. So this is what the whole thing looks like. I'm sure everybody has seen like a gazillion pictures of it because it's all I've been working on. Oh, I only have a tiny little bit left. This is all I have. Like you can get silk ribbons online or if you happen to see somebody selling them at one of their sales and I only have this left. This is what I've got. So I want to use this. What is the outer circle of stitch of the center circle? That stitch is that. Um, right off. I can't remember. I should have wrote it down, but it's a woven stitch actually. It is a woven stitch, but this we'll be doing this again so I can refresh my memory as well because like I said, this is over 2 years old. Yes, I do, Barbara. I do draw them out. Actually, I what I used was just a big pen, or you can use a Freon pen, or thanks, Jen. It's nice to have you. We look forward to seeing you again too. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun and I hope everybody does come back. I was going to do some stitching, but I know it's been an hour and I don't know if anybody else wants to hang out any longer. I could stitch, but I just really wanted to go over what's going to be happening for the new year and invite you all to join the 2025 Stitch Journey and just have a good time and come in and make friends and just enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, my scrolls, if you want to do a scroll, and I kind of like this because it's just about this. Thanks, Barbara. This is 5 inches wide, which is a good amount of space to have landscape and sky. And what I did was now that first one was really long, depending on your material. Now I had squares and so I ended up doing portions and sewing them together as I went. So this is 10 and a half and a half inch on each side, gave it to about 11 and a half inches. And then with the hem on this inside and hemming down the outside. So if you're going to have a 5 inch work area, you really want to have um, give yourself 6.5 inches or whatever. Have like if you want a 5 inch, make sure you have a good half inch on each side of your scroll when you if you're going to do a scroll. And that way you can create enough area of these scenes to have space. So you want to have it big enough to have some space because you don't really want to work really super small, especially when you're just learning. But everybody will be able to do this. I will make sure everybody will be able to do this. So, oh, that's all right, Gail. There's always the replays. So, on that note, I hope everybody will hit that little subscribe button and hit the thumb and leave a comment below of what you think. And if you have any ideas of what you would like to see or stitch, or if you have ideas that, say you have something of your memory that you want to do. If you want help, just message me. I'd be glad to help you. So please do subscribe, hit that button, and I look forward to seeing everybody again. If you're into the watercolor and the paper arts, please see me on Wednesday after Dee Dee for an hour before Janet comes on. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great 2025. No worries. Thanks everybody for being here. Have a great day.